shadows deep, a whisper starts to bloom, a tiny spark defying all the gloom. They said we were too small, too weak to rise, ignored the fire burning in our eyes. But every route we set, a promise made, a silent strength that never will evade. We cried, the inner strength we held deep down inside. Journeys long but bitter unfolds across the field. Forever standing tall, panics every fear. We will rise, the phoenix will rise. Our triumph echoes, reaching for the sky. Unstoppable born, eternally we fly.
Brian is innocent. Brian has been essentially convicted in the media. He has a right to have this information withheld, brought out in public, so that people can see it's not this neat little package. So people can start to wonder if Brian's innocent. Your Honor, Brian is innocent. So if I talk about things that are in the affidavit, and if I talk about things that we're seeking that the state wants to hide, I think that's fair game for the public to hear.
Fair game for the public to hear. And that is why we are here. Well, good Happy freaking Freedom Friday to all you beautiful, fabulous nesters out there. I am so happy to be here with you. I'm Phoenix, your host at Phoenix Talks, and I'll tell you, I have been making some major adjustments to. I got to get all these things out of the way first before we dive into the timeline F-ups. So on Freedom Friday, I might drop some F-bombs because this is a hot topic, a hot, spicy topic among us here at my channel. I I got tongue twisted. Try to say that over and over again. Fair game to the for the public to hear on this Freedom Friday with F-bombs and feisty Phoenix. Whoa. All right, y'all. We are going to get into it. But before I do that, first of all, and yes, I did not have my coffee this morning. And I am just feeling euphoric. I don't know what's going on with me, but I'm feeling really good. Caleb, thank you so much. You have been a nester for 4 months, and I hope and I see that you are loving all these freaking fabulous emojis that we offer our memberships and also the book club exclusively that we're doing, because you know what? There's just some things that we want to keep private. There's just some things we want to keep amongst ourselves, and that's where we can go and we can let loose and have fun and do live digs. And I enjoyed that last stream myself personally. So I want to welcome every single one of you in. But first, before I do that, I have had the pleasure of looking at our new map. One of our nesters is doing this map, and she is doing a fabulous freaking job on Freedom Friday. Let me just show you this map. I love it. We are almost there. The goal was to get at least one person from every state represented on this map. And look at this beautiful map. Isn't that freaking amazing? We are getting there slowly but surely. And I can proudly say that my channel is built on real people joining as subscribers and members in just a short amount of time. I got another email from YouTube. I don't know who runs these things, congratulating on all the amazing work done at this channel. So if you are a truth seeker, you have found your home, because we show up here in this community to find the truth, especially with the Idaho 4 case, which feels like it's been going on forever. And I think we kind of have a lot more insight to date. So if this sounds like you, and of course, if you are part of the nest, you see what others missed. And I have changed my banner, if you didn't notice by now, on the actual page, and I'll show you in 1 second. But we are looking for New Mexico, North Dakota, South Dakota, Missouri, Illinois, Mississippi, West Virginia, Vermont, and Maine. Everyone else, I believe, is represented. If you are there and we have not, I repeat, if you are in any of these states and we have not recognized you, we want to give you a freaking shout out. All right. Even Alaska's on this map. I have the world map. We'll update it. I know that many of you dial in from overseas, which we so appreciate you. I know that you could be doing anything better with your time, like searching for Mother's Day last minute gifts. And speaking of mothers, I was actually spending some time with my mother, and that's why I was a little late to the stream. So I do apologize. And you know what? I don't know what relationship you have with your mom right now, but if you are not on good terms, write a letter, leave a message, call her this weekend on Mother's Day. One little phone call can change your entire life. Maybe you didn't grow up on good terms. Maybe it was a hard childhood. Maybe you didn't respect your mom. Maybe you grew up and moved away. Maybe you're one of those no contact families. But I'll tell you, walls can crumble, hearts can mend, relationships can flourish. Definitely do something that benefits you. It helps you in your lifelong journey. And hopefully that is meant for someone out there. I don't know what prompted me to say that, but if that is you, consider the possibility. This is your mother. Genetically born, raised, grown for 9 months, you have a forever connection. It is embedded in your genetics. I'm telling you, I used to hear from women all the time, especially the ones who have lost their children and they're still alive. They feel them still today. That is what love is. When you still feel that person, even though they're no longer present in the real world. Now, I don't know what came over me, but I just had to obey and share that with you. So I have updated the banner on our channel because this is built on us. This is built on our community. And I put you guys in there because nesters see what others miss. I love you guys. And thank you for being so loyal and faithful to this channel because this is your channel. And so I am so excited about this weekend. Yes, I have some things planned for my own mother. I did felt like that was for me. Bethany, if that is for you, be blessed. Be blessed. I'm telling you. Gosh, I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. Can't explain it, but I feel it. And if that was for you, just know that you're loved. And if you are not close to your mother, I will give you enough love. I'm a mom of 4. I'm a grandmother of 4 soon. I cannot believe my little granddaughter, my first, is going to be born in October. And I am so freaking over the moon about this. Waited a long time for a little grandbaby girl. All right. So let's get into this. And speaking about time and time passing, let me just welcome you guys in. I just have to welcome you all in. No talkie before coffee. Hey, nesters, inhale laughter, exhale stress. It is Friday. Whoop, whoop. Freedom Friday, TGIF. Good day, everyone. Rebecca, artsy gal. Hello, Angelica. Caleb, hello. And thank you, Father God, from all blessings flow. And may the Holy Spirit be upon the nesters and Phoenix Talk Show, and we agree in Jesus' victorious name. Amen and amen. Becky, welcome in. And Caleb, I love it. Phoenix and fellow nesters, says Dina, it's Friday. Yeah, let the weekend begin. I agree. Hola, Lola. Becky, I love it. My book, Broken Play, is out for delivery. I'm so excited. I am excited for everyone doing the book club. I am so freaking exciting. And I decided not to put our book club on Tuesdays on public. I decided not to because you know what? That is something that we share. That's something private, and that's going to stay private. I love our live dig Fridays. Believe me, we're not moving away from those. But if I do a live dig on a book day, you know that we are getting deep into the woods. No talkie before coffee. Good morning. Howdy, Phoenix and Savvy Nesters with the trendiest mod squad in the world. Well, good morning to you. Happy Freedom Friday, Lulu Bell. Whoop, whoop. Yes, thank you for all the amazing love and support. Man, it has been a great week for the first week of May. I don't follow trends. I don't follow, everybody's like, you're building your content on the IDAHO4 and that's it. No, guys. No, I've got other cases lined up. I've had other cases in the past. If you have not seen, I follow a case to the end. I follow a case to the end to where we know justice is coming for the perps. We know this. The truth will always come to light. Always come to light. Hello, everyone. Hello. So much corruption. There is all over the world. And you know what? Let our light shine. Fair game for the public to hear, dancing in the light. I love it. You guys, Donna Rosa, are amazing. Y'all are amazing. Say hello to one another. We're building community. We're not just a channel. Superman's grandma. I love it. We love Spicy Phoenix. I love you guys. You guys are so amazing. And I hope I am not losing my voice. So, hope everyone is having a good day. Welcome in, Christina. Welcome in, Munson. Welcome in. We hear you. No apologies needed. Hugs, everybody. Holy crappy, this weekend is Mother's Day. Yes, I'm so far behind with 4 concussions and hospital trips. Think a doctor's note will work. Yeah, you can get a pass on that one, girl. All right. All right. Welcome in. All right. Do it while you can. Not all of us have mothers. And I so agree, Jazz King. I don't know what came over me, but I just had to share that. I'm on vacation next week. Good for you. Well earned. And moms, if you are a mother, I hope you will at least get one day off or some vacation. Stress, take care, do some self-care. I'm doing lots of self-care lately. And if you haven't seen my TikTok video this morning, definitely do it. Damn. YT, more changes, no notifications. Hey, Nestor. No, Ryan, welcome in. You didn't miss much. We were just going over. And anytime you jump on, if you jump on a little late, don't worry. Just come in at 2x, catch up, and you will be fine. So, again, there's the map. If you know anybody in there, tag them, love on them, tell them to come on over. We'll treat them like gold. All right, so let's get into this timeline thing because, I said some things on my stream yesterday about this timeline that I feel compelled to share. But I also have one thing in mind that I want to get across to you guys because let's go back in time for just 1 second, if we may. Let's go back in time for 1 second. And let's listen to what was being shared on mainstream media. Okay. We're going to go back a little bit in time and we're going to take a look at what the detectives knew, what the investigators knew. And obviously, this was syndicated nationally and this story went global. We're going to get into the timeline once again. And I'm going to explain some things and why I said what I said. And I'll stand by what I said. And then we're going to get to the nitty gritty of this timeline in the Idaho 4. Now, you guys can drop your own speculation, your thoughts. You don't have to agree with me, but I have seen with my own 2 eyes some things that don't make sense. Okay? I feel like this was planned. I feel it was meticulously carried out for certain reasons. I don't believe this had anything to do with I know there was a lot of rumors of overdose or this and that. Let's just listen in to what they were telling us about the timeline. Let's have one moment of silence for these victims. And let's have, in that same moment, an open mind, clear your thoughts. We ask that everything be revealed in this case that we need to know. We ask for safety and protection. But most of all, let's think logically together based on everyone's experience what possibly happened in this case in Moscow, Idaho. Let's get into it. I hope you're all ready.
2 questions on the unsolved murders of those 4 Idaho college students. Police releasing a long and detailed new statement on the case, attempting to tamp down growing speculation and also outlining previously undisclosed avenues of the investigation. Kana Whitworth has the latest for us. Good morning, Kana.
Robin, good morning.
Before she begins, there have already been 3 key words that Robin just spoke. Unsolved. Did everybody get that? And I can go back a little.
Long and detailed new statement on the case, attempting to tamp down growing speculation and also outlining previously undisclosed avenues of the investigation. Kana Whitworth has the latest for us. Good morning, Kana.
Robin, good morning. So authorities saying that they looked at an alleged stalking incident that Kaylee had told her father about a month prior to her murder and found no evidence it was related. And now this morning, their focus is shifting to another timeline.
Okay. They went down the stalking timeline. Per Steve G. Didn't pan out. Nobody else mentioned this stalking. If you look at the reports, if you look at the interviews like we have, If you look at Steve G's statements early on in this case, swear it was a stalker. We know it was a stalker. It had to be a stalker. I feel like maybe he was trying to sway them to believe it was an alleged stalker. So now it's not an alleged stalker. They switch the timelines. They go to another credible timeline.
This morning, police zeroing in on the movements of two of the University of Idaho victims, Xana Kernodle and Ethan Chapin, the night they were murdered, looking specifically at the hours between 9 p.m. and 1:45 a.m. when the couple was believed to be at Ethan's fraternity.
Why are you looking for more information specifically about where Xana and Ethan were in regards to his fraternity house?
That actually seems to be one of the larger areas that we don't have a lot of information in. And so being able to locate what they did that night, to maybe who they contacted, maybe any routes that they took home, that would be important for the investigation.
Xana and Ethan stabbed to death less than a block away at Xana's home, along with Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan, who were found on the top floor. Two roommates survived, along with Kaylee's dog, seen in this TikTok video. Authorities now say the dog was found inside the home, but in a separate room from the victims.
How important is the behavior of the dog in your investigation?
We don't believe that there was any appearance of forced entry into the home. And as well, at this time, we have not determined if the dog was inside the residence during the murders or not. What we do know is that the dog was inside when officers arrived. The dog did not appear to have any evidence on it.
Now, Murphy did not have any evidence on him that they have told us. He was inside. Don't know if he was near the murders, but when officers arrived, he was there yet again. So where was Murphy? And if so, how did Murphy get back to the house if he was caught on neighbors' cameras running around? I think Murphy's going to solve this case.
Police also addressing information about the victim's manner of death after Kaylee's father said he learned his daughter's wounds were much more severe than her friends.
And here we go with Steve G's narrative yet again. Why?
Fearing Kaylee was the target.
Please don't be my child. That's the target.
Well, Kaylee wasn't the one placed in a princess pose. Although somebody was filled with hate and rage that injured Kaylee, apparently per the autopsy and Steve G's own words.
Police telling ABC News they have not provided the family with that information.
Now, they say they did not provide the family with this information. This report was from December 6th, 2022. I will drop the link below. You guys can all read the whole entire article if you wish. You can listen to the video once again. There it is, total transparency with you. So let's dig into this timeline. I mean, let's just really dig in to this timeline, because they didn't know where they didn't know where Ethan was first, and they kind of knew where Xana was, but still Ethan is the one that was allegedly still missing. Now, we're going to listen to a clip again, and we've gone down and listened to this clip, but I'm going to give you a new perspective on perhaps where this took place. And I'm going to show you on a map that makes sense, in my mind, why we hear what we hear, when we hear what we hear. So let's just take a little adventure. Let's go down to Linda Lane Archives on YouTube. Hopefully you guys know where that is. And if not, I'll drop the link so you know. And it may not be the prettiest of views, but this is the map that they give us. And if you notice, Queen Road has been torn down. I'm going to zoom in real quick into the 1330. I'm going to get it as close as I can get to show you this map. Okay, I should have screenshotted it. Yeah, let me screenshot it. That'll be a lot easier than try to switch all the time. And I am going to mark an X so that you guys know exactly what I'm talking about on this location. And I'm going to fill in this little tiny one with something else so that we all understand where this video cam is. And how about I make it really easy for you? Oh, I love it. Okay, check that out. You guys are going to be like, yay. I like visuals. I'm a visual learner. So if you show me something visually, I get it. All right, here we go. And drop a 1. Drop a 1. Listen real close. If you got your mom a Mother's Day gift already, drop a 1. Okay. I'm going to answer my own question. 1. All right. The street is blurred on Google Maps to this day. Yes, it is. It's wild. Good job, Rebecca. And if you haven't, you still have 2 days to get Mama something really nice. Cash. Hey, that's our language, right? Cash. Woohoo. Christina, good job. Nona Ryan, awesome job. Reggie, yes. Good job, Lisa Marie. Rebecca, good job, Phoenix. All right. And if your mama has passed on, I hope and pray that you guys will have a good remembrance day. Do something that your mama loved. Maybe something taught you. But I bought her house and among her flowers. Oh, that is so sweet of you, itty bitty poo. Oh, I love it. Oh my gosh, Caleb, you got to be joking me. 51 out of 135. I feel like I'm failing a math test, guys. Swipe down, hit the thumbs up, come back in, and we'll begin this. Okay? You got 30 seconds. Swipe, thumb, swipe. Let's get that number up. We'll have to, well, I have to get mom, stepmom, and grandmother a gift too. That is so sweet. Yes. I'm buying flowers and planting them for her. Oh, that is the sweetest, kindest gift. I love it. I love it. That is awesome. All right. Now let's look at this map. The one in the blue is the Linda Lane footage. That is the Linda Lane footage. Okay. I agree. Go. That's all I ask of you guys. You're here for a purpose and a reason. I don't know what it is, but we're going to find out together. All right. So let me do this. Let me grab my book and my timeline and all my notes because I've got a really good chart going. Okay. 156. I always wondered why they put a clip of 156 by itself. And all you see is a car. Okay. So this is actually the Linda Lane dumpster. All right. This is the camera in blue. And this yellow house right here that I've highlighted is next to the whites. And it is called the tree house. Does everybody remember, or does anybody remember, I should ask, do you remember when they said that there was a party at the tree house? I think it was on 4chan. And I thought, well, that's just some rumor, right? Party at the tree house. Let me pull up my notes on this. IDAHO4. I remember this. I think it was at the treehouse by the whites. I'm grabbing my notes. Make sure that I have this right. Now, I don't know. It was said. I know it was a rumor. I've never been able to confirm it. I've never seen anything in writing that there was a party at the tree house. No one has come forward to this date to say, was the party at the tree house or was it near the tree house at the Whites? Okay. And that is what I've been trying to determine. I have been trying to determine where this party was at. We know that it was on the 3rd floor somewhere. Okay. We do know that. We do know that it was near the Whites. So if this party was near this location, the reason that we hear it so well on camera is because the 1330 Linda Lane camera was right across the way. There is nothing blocking the sound from this party in this backyard area. And I know that we've looked at this in layers on the maps. You can actually see Linda Lane 1330 in the maps. And we can go street view, right? We can definitely go street view and we can look at the street. This is what the street looks like there. Right up here on top, you will see that this is the Whites, and this house right here was said to be the tree house. Now, I can't really go in really close in here on Taylor, but this is the street map. And they go back to 2017. They don't give me another time frame anymore. I'm sorry, 2007. They don't go any clearer. Some go 25. But this is the house right next to the Whites. And that camera is right back here on this back building where this tree is. And it is a clear shot. You can actually walk right from the back of this house. There is no fence back there, and you can walk right to Queen. Okay? And I can show you a different angle. There's Targhee Hall. This is the Linda Lane. Oh, that's Blake Street. I went too far. This is the Linda Lane. It won't let me back there. They have changed a lot of this in Google, which I don't understand. Targhee Hall's on the right. This is the treehouse. There is no fence. I don't know if there is today, but back then there was no fence back here. Parties were happening. This is the backyard. People would walk over to Queen Road and they would walk right over to Taylor Apartments, the Whites right here on the right. And you can easily get down to Linda Lane from the back of this. This is the back area right here of Queen Road. And these are more apartments back here. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Bear with me. I don't think it'll let me get down. Yeah, it does. Linda Lane. It doesn't let me go up the carport. But the camera is facing right here and it flows right out. Yeah, it won't let me go up anymore. Probably private property. There is a walkway here and there is a walkway here right next to the dumpsters. This camera faces the road, which you see all the way out here where cars drive by. And mind you, in the winter, these bushes are all falling leaves, changing colors. You can see Targhee Hall right here much better than you can now. And all the houses on this side. Okay. So there are different pathways to get here from this road. Even if you walk along this side of the road, this is the main Taylor, you can cut through here. You can't cut through here, but you can definitely cut through up here and around the back. Okay. So when we talk about why can you hear everything so well, you are hearing it from this camera this way. And let's go on Linda Lane. And let's see why they have these certain times up here. So this was 1:56. I think at 1:56, this may be Eric Gower's car traveling to take the girls and drop them off because the time frame. We're going to get into Ethan's time frame, but I want to show you they put clips up here at certain times. Here is a car coming down Taylor. Going towards King Road. Now we can't see much there. So what I'm going to do is go back to Linda Lane and I'm going to see if there is a 1:56 at the Linda Lane other camera facing the other way. at 1:56. Around that time frame, because it already passes, you can see lights shine. Here it comes up. Right in the back. Like lights flicker for just 1 second around this time frame, 1:56. Let me go for a little bit. So I don't know if Eric Gower pulled in there or dropped. You can just see a real quick flicker of lights. I think this camera is off a little bit. Maybe a minute or two. But you can definitely see the lights come in. So obviously the girls must have been dropped on that timeline. So they, I believe, were sure enough about Kaylee and Maddie's timeline because they see them at the grub truck. They have actual evidence of the timeline. Okay? And you can hear a mouse fart 1,000 miles, 1,000 yards away on King Road because it's the fishbowl, right? But some of the things you hear on the Linda Lane camera close, I believe, is a fight happening at the treehouse or at the Whites on that very side. Okay, so let's go back now that we have Kaylee and Maddie's locked in time frame. That timeline jives because they have evidence at the grub truck. They have evidence they got into a car, whether it be Eric Gower's or not. We still don't even know because he said, yeah, I think so, but we've never seen the evidence of them getting dropped off, ever. I have never seen anything. Has anyone seen any evidence that they got dropped off? And we are sending you love and hugs today. Never seen anything. Possibly the Whites, there was blood all there on the 3rd floor. Yes. But where at the Whites? Okay? So stay with me. Don't run off yet, okay? We are looking at the timeline 100% of Kaylee and Maddie. No question. Okay, at least one of you agrees. Exactly. No, and I question that totally. I question where they got dropped off. I question where those two girls went all the time. She claimed she had a video of them getting home from the grub truck. Yes, she did. In fact, I have the clip. We've talked about this before. But she didn't say what clip. All she said is that she got the Ring camera clip. Now, I thought they meant the Ring camera on the house. Well, later we learned there's no Ring camera on 1122. Absolutely none, according to the officials. Now, if we go back and we're solid, close to Kaylee and Maddie, somewhat, that's what I'm saying. It's evidence of the grub truck. I'm wondering if they went to John's Alley Bar after all. Well, it's possible because everyone said they were heading over there, right? But we don't see any proof of John's Alley testimony. But yet, get this. Remember on the witness list, the guy that we researched that moved to Phoenix or Arizona area somewhere that he now tends bar here in Arizona? He was on the witness list. Other people said they were going to John's Alley. Remember Villa? Hayden Villa stated they were going to John's Alley. The guy with the bump on his head? Remember that guy? The one in the witness list for the state? They pulled all the receipts at the bar. He was the only one mentioned, which is so odd. Okay? So, I mean, they're saying that they for sure at 1:56, and I don't know what time John Alley's closed. Let's look and see John's Alley Bar. Most bars close, and we're doing a live dig in between this. Live music, they call it the Alley Vault. John's Alley, yep. Moscow home to live music. That seems like a cool place. We used to go listen to live music all the time, especially in Idaho. Saturday, Kenny Fielder, advance tickets. Let's see, do they have any hours open? Home calendar, 10 p.m., 9 p.m. They have any time that 9 p.m. They don't have any. Well, that's an odd picture. Taking some music. Let me see if I can find anything about their hours. Let's see. Hours. John's Alley hours. Opens 2 p.m. More hours. Okay, so this one says they close at 2 a.m. Now, I don't know if that's last bar call, last drinks. Open to 2 a.m. on Google. Yes, they decided they weren't going to go. Yes. But here's the deal. JS did say they decided not to go, but maybe the girls decided to go without him, because he said that he had to walk home because there were no sober bros, and he was like, I guess, out of the loop because he got kicked out of the frat and some bad things happened that, maybe he didn't have anybody to drive him. He walked. But we always says, why was it so convoluted that it took him so long to walk home? How close was John Alley's bar to the that's a good question. To Corner Club. I bet they're really close. Moscow, Idaho. Let's see. John's Alley. Here is John Alley Tavern to Corner Clubs on Main. Let me get directions. Well, what? Camino Real? No. What in the world? Moscow, Idaho. Let's check. Directions. So there's Gritman's Medical Center. There is John's Alley. I'm trying to just see if we can find it. So it's supposed to be on 6th. Is it 6th Street? Main Street. Jimmy John's. Jack's Diner. Jack. Mingles Bar. And they mentioned Mingles too. So there's the Corner Club. And here's the map. So if you're looking, here's Mingles Bar and Grill. It closes at 2 a.m. Tap House closes at 10. Where is... I just had the Corner Club. Where'd they go? Jackson, Moose Lodge. Where was the Corner Club? John's Alley. There's Hunga Dunga, which they're not too far, but I guess they would need an Uber or to walk. There's Jack. There's 7th. We've gone too far. Let me look at Corner Club. Main Street, 202. Yeah, so Corner Club they're all right here in this area. There's the Corner Club. There's Mingles. There's the kitchen. There's Hunga Dunga Brewing. That's where the party was for Maisie. And then the grub truck just parks right here, right? On Main Street. So there's Mingles. So where is Alley? John's Alley. John's Alley Tavern is on 6th Street. Yeah, so they're not that far from each other. Corner Club is... Here's Main, so they all park there. So John's Alley. Why is Corner Club not showing up? It's right here on Main, isn't it? And this is where the Grub Hut parks. 202 North Main. Yeah, right there. I wonder why it doesn't show up on the other street. That is weird. That is really odd. So the Corner Club is here. So they left and walked down Main. Mingles is here. Corner Club, Mingles. John's Alley is right there. I wonder why it won't stay up there. Hold on, let me try it again. 114 East 6th Street. There's 95. John's Alley. It's not that far away. I wonder why they changed their mind not to go there. And I wonder if, well, they say they close at 2, so most of those places close at 2. So why would they go there if they knew they were going to close if they were at the Grub Truck at 151? It's not that far away. It's, yeah, half a mile off of 95. Has anyone asked what's the deal? Why does their city has a past? Oh, it's a bad past. I've told you, it's bad juju out there. Okay, so who knows? Everyone telling a different story. Everyone's covering for someone. Okay, and some of the frats are out partying because they're 21 and obviously at the bar. But remember, at this bar, at the Corner Club, we see Hayden in there with a couple of other people, Jack D, Jack S, Adam Lotta, a lot of the key players. All right. So we're going to venture off and we're going to take a little field trip over to the Linda Lane. Here we go. Once again, I know, Phoenix, get to the point. Now, the last picture taken from Xana's phone was at 1:38. 1:38. So if we're thinking along the timeline that they didn't know, I'm working backwards. We know Maddie and Kaylee at 150, I would say 151, even all the way back until when they're at the Corner Club bar. If this camera is facing the treehouse or the Whites, you're going to hear a lot better sound. And that's why you hear the sound we do at the time we hear. This is Xana's last picture taken. This is the time frame. All right. And then I'm going to go back to the time frame and I'm going to show you some witness statements that match up to Bethany's statements saying that she's leaving Allie's place on Taylor. Now, was Allie living at the treehouse? Does anybody know that? Was Allie's place the treehouse? You don't want to know. Because in this document on the timeline, I'm going to show you the timeline real quick. We're going to line it all up. And then I'm going to do a video of everything I tell you. Because this is huge. If you look at it not linear, remember I've said this before, there are so many different things happening in so many different places, but when you line them up and you layer them and you can look at them, just like my video that opened a lot of people's eyes on the TikTok days. If you guys remember the video that I layered together and you could see everything happening at the same time, 2 different places or 3 different places, you get the idea of where I'm going with this. Just because you are in another state and something's happening there doesn't mean that me being in another state, something could be happening at the same time that could coincide or mean some significant, bearing on a case that may look like nothing is related to it, but could possibly be. If you're following me, drop a 1. Two things can happen at the same time, but when you bring them together and you figure out, oh man, they coincide. It's not a coincidence, they coincide. They happen at the same time and they could be connected. Okay? It's not, I mean, I don't really believe in coincidences, but I believe things can coincide together at the same time and have some significant meaning. It's not a mathematical equation to me. All I know is that right now, I'll give you an example. Remember when I was on live stream and we heard that explosion, that blast, and everybody heard it? And some people were saying, I felt that in this state. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Okay? So when I overlaid the grub truck and I overlay another happening at the same time, then you're like, wow, there's so many moving parts to this that makes sense. So we are going to look at this timeline right here on my screen. Let me share it with you so that you see it. Okay, let's put this up here. Now, this timeline, hold on to this 17 timeline, okay? Because I want to go back to 138, Xana's phone. And that was per Xana's call. Those are her records, okay? So that is the last time, the very last time that you see anything from Xana's phone this time, 138. This is huge. You know what? Let me highlight the rest of this. 138. This is the very last time you see anything from Xana's phone record. And you don't see very much of Maddie's at all. So Maddie wasn't on her phone. Maybe she was too intoxicated until you get to Maddie trying to call JD. Okay. So Xana's last phone record per her phones. But you see that she may have received a Snapchat from Bethany at 1:55. And then you maybe see that there's a picture of Xana per Beckner's sup. And I'm still trying to locate who Beckner is. Okay. Because Jacqueline says she saw Xana and Ethan at Sigma Chi, but I don't think that's true. I have been really looking into this one, like 100%. I have speculations about this. All right. So let's go back to 138. That's the last time it says that Xana had any activity on her phone per this book. That doesn't mean nothing else happened. We just know that for right now. So we're going to go over to Linda Lane. I'm going to share this with you, and we are going to take a peek at 138 and see maybe is there something that you can hear going on. All right. Hopefully everybody's got this. And this is on the Linda Lane archives. So let me make sure it loads up and then we'll get to this. 138. And if you don't have your book, we're going to review this a little bit, not in such depth. Here we go. Volume up. If you have earphones on, just make sure that it's not too loud. Here it comes up to 138. You can hear some things happening in the background. I dropped the link for you. Truck. 2 cars, car doors close. Sounds like a lot of moving around something. People walking around talking. All right, so nothing major that you hear, right? Other than people walking around, car doors shutting. Not a big deal, right? I think we can all agree to that. Okay, so let's do this. Now let's go over and look at 138 on Jules' video. Thank you, Jules. At the front of 1112. Let's take a peek at her video. There we go. Let's see what's happening at that time in this location. Remember, sadly, and this is what really got me. This is the video that they released to her that is completely silent between 12:55 a.m. and 2:55 a.m. This is the one that they released. Let me go back just to show you that it's completely silent. This is the one that she was really arguing with them. I need the video. I need the video. They released this completely silent. This tells me the accurate time frame, in my humble opinion. Because look what happens at 1:38. You guys ready? Let's watch it. Remember, it's silent. And here we go. I played it just a little bit before. Silent movies. The light is on at JD's house. There's a couple of things happening. Even though JD is at the corner club, there's some activity going on in the house that he lives in over there at 1127. Around the same time, Xana is taking a picture on her phone. And around the same time, Kaylee is purchasing mac and cheese, obviously carbonara, from the grub truck. And Showalter is with them at the grub truck. Well, this is happening back at the house. Here comes up on 138. Someone is getting dropped off. Car comes in, goes straight to 1127 alleged, all alleged. end of the dead end road right there. The headlights are shining on 1127. They turn around, see the headlights shining? That tells me that they parked that way to let someone out. I don't know if the front door opens, but if you keep an eye on the house, you see shadows approach, and perhaps somebody walks into the house. Car turns back around and leaves. They wait. Now, I don't know if anyone got out, but we know across the street right now, 2 people are going to leave that house at 1119 directly across from what you're watching, get into this vehicle and leave. And the reason I'm showing you this first is I'm going backwards in time because we know that Maddie and Kaylee's timeline somewhat. Now we know Xana's in another location and something happens between 138 where people start leaving this area in droves. These aren't the only people that left, folks. Everyone seems like they start leaving this area. All right, remember, this whole entire thing is silent. This is almost like 2 hours of silence. But let me show you just right before that, other people in the area start to leave. And I'll show you when they start leaving, because this is interesting. This is 129. 129 is when Kaylee, around this time, I should say, going back in time, Lakeland McComas is said to leave the 1122, and Dylan goes to her room. Xana tried to call Ethan, didn't get an answer. So Xana is trying to find out where Ethan is. But look what happens during this time frame. And then we're going to go a little bit further back in time. I might need to speed this up just because I don't want to sit here. You'll start seeing the progression of people leaving this area all around the house. Now, either something has gone down and everyone's scattering. Have you ever seen an accident where a lot of people gather, then the cops show up? What happens? They just disseminate. They get out like cockroaches, right? People are like, oh, hell no, I'm out of here. People coming, picking up friends, cars coming in. Look at this. That's another car that just came up in that area. That is not the same car I just showed you. Okay? Look at this. People start driving off, getting out of Dodge, and then that other car comes, pick up 4 more people. The person at this 1112 leaves. There's a reason I'm showing you backwards. Okay? So if we go a little further backwards at 122, this is when Kaylee sends Maddie a picture at the corner club and says, Maddie just called me a bucktooth bitch. And she says that to Dylan, Bethany, and Xana, and Ethan. This is at 122. His truck comes home, pulls in, and parks there. This person is just now arrived before everyone starts leaving. I know people that don't like me going backwards, but I'm showing you to prove a point. This is the timeline. Right before that, these people came back. Remember these people? These people came back holding something. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they were out looking for a dog. Maybe they were. Maybe that's the car we see coming and going looking for a dog. And just before that, this truck pulls up at 113. More people come, a lot more people leave. Sus, huh? So that takes us to 113. All right. So I'm going to go back at 1 o'clock. I'm going to go back at 1 o'clock. This is when Bethany says that she walks home from Allie's house. This is at 1:15. Let me play this a little faster too. Well, I'm already at fastest level. Okay, so this is at 1:15. This is at 1 o'clock. Now we know that we're not going to see Bethany on here. You can go back a little bit and see if anything happens between that time frame. I didn't, because I didn't see anything else that would be of interest on 1112 camera. But if we venture on back and take a little field trip on Linda Lane around this 1 o'clock time frame, you guys will hear they only put out at 1:16 on the dumpster cam, and this car coming down the road. This is at 1:16. Car comes down Frat Row. Frat Row's back here. Just a tiny little clip. Okay, that was one, and that's on Linda Lane. That's at 1:16. So go back 1 o'clock. This is when Bethany is walking home. And listen to what you hear. You hear party music. It's loud. No audio enhancement needed. Are you okay? You hear the party music. It's thumping. You can go back and look at Linda Lane. And this is when people, not me, other people are saying, somebody yells Kelly or Remy. And the female's name, somebody put it in the comments, a female calling Kelly or Remy. 115 female saying Kelly. No, folks. Let me show you what it actually says. Are you ready for this? Blew my ever-loving mind. Blew my mind. I can only say this with a full chest. Whoever wrote this book knew we were going to double check them. They knew. I guarantee you, they knew. This video cam that you are hearing is coming from the back of the whites in this treehouse back here. Okay, I'm going to prove it to you. Bethany is walking home. You didn't see Bethany walking home on 1112 camera. Did anybody see Bethany walk on the 1122 camera, coming down Taylor like her statement says? Coming out of Taylor? I expected to see people coming off in that corner. Okay? But get this. Get this. Bethany walks home from Allie's house on Taylor. They are not yelling Kelly. They are yelling Allie. Listen. Listen to this, folks. They are yelling Allie. Not Kelly. It's Allie. Here we go. Back to the Linda Lane. You can hear it for yourself. This is wild. Absolutely freaking wild. You can hear it clear as day. Allie. Are you okay? Here we go. Whew, that was wild. Hold on 1 second. Let me make sure this loads up here for you guys. All right, here we go. Volume's up. Now, y'all can go over to Jeff's video. You know, Jeff, Scram Jeff. You can go to Jeff H's video because he has enhanced this. So has other people. Okay. And you can go and listen. You can hear it very clear on his at this time frame. Let me pull it up real quick. You can hear the music. You can hear the partying. All credit goes to Jeff H. Go listen to it. You can hear the partying happening. I'm going to move it forward just a little bit. Ah, shoot. Hold on a minute. I grabbed the wrong video. Did he have that video at that time frame? Hold on. Third. Here it comes up. Sounds like the wind blowing. There's that truck. Allie. Okay, so let's do this. You guys are asking some amazing questions. Let's find out who Allie is, since we love live digs and we're really well known for it, because you nesters are the ones who never miss anything. Let's go figure out who Allie is. So it says that Bethany is associated with Allie, right? Because in two different instances, right here, I'm going to show you. Let me pull this back up. In two separate instances, we've got Allie mentioned that right here, Bethany and Ethan. Bethany sees Ethan and Xana at Peter's apartment. And then Bethany and Yessie walk to Allie's house on Taylor. So Allie lives on Taylor. So let me go find who Allie is live. You guys ready? So Allie lives on Taylor. Now, Allie may have another name, and that's just a nickname. I think we found her before. Allie. Allie, University of Idaho. Let's go there first. And it's spelled A-L-Y. A-L-Y. It's kind of different. And the only Allie spelled that way that I could find was someone who was going to the University of Idaho, and she was going for architecture, and she was, I believe, hold on a minute, let me see if she had, hold on a second. I don't want to get the wrong individual, but sometimes that happens, right? I was looking for an Allie in Pi Beta Pi first, right? Let's do this real quick. Sorority, University, Pi Beta Pi. I believe I've seen her picture before too. Hold on. Allie, where is she? Maybe somebody already has this. Pi Beta Pi. Let me go back one. Let me see if this is it. See, has anybody found her yet? Allie, cry for help. Allie was on Venmo. Was she? She is Erica Anthony's roommate. Is that Adam's girlfriend? She's Erica Anthony's roommate. They're crying Allie rather than shouting it. Correct. Like a cry for help. Absolutely. She's crying her name. Well, I don't know who the individual is crying for Allie, but I wonder, was it Erica? Let me see. I've got Erica here. Let's see if I can find her on her friends list. Let's just see. Erica Anthony. Oh shit, she's on private. Let's see if I can find it another way. I think I found it on Facebook too. Hold on. Allie. Let's see. She spells her name very differently. And it just so happens that Erica is from Gooding, same as Leo Romero. Okay? So that's an odd coincidence. It's not like somebody that you would want to definitely. Okay, so there's two Allies. Allison Poston and she is friends with Mitch Bieda, A-L-Y. Another Allie, Alyssa Fintock, A-L-Y-S-S-A. Let me see if anybody was a, hold on. See, because these are different set of friends. Totally different set of friends than Maddie and Kaylee. So who could, if she was a roommate and they lived at Pi Beta Pi, they were in the sorority. Who could it have been? Was Alyssa her sister? She has an Allie Anthony as a sister. Huh. She has a sister named Allie Anthony. Mitch is Erica's best friend. Mitch, yeah. Oh, boyfriend. At first I thought it was Valerie or Mallory. No, it was Allie. Wasn't Allie's name on the $3 charge or Venmo or something? She called her name twice. Erica that texted Ethan. Yes, Erica Anthony. Erica Anthony is the one that texted Ethan. At first I thought it was Valerie or Mallory. Yeah, digital side. We're not going to get into the Hannah Clara yet. Mitch is Erica's boyfriend. No, I didn't see Murphy carried off or anything. The only thing I saw close was somebody carrying a blanket that could have had a dog in it. That's the only thing I saw. So let's go back because Allie, let me see if Allie ever lived on Taylor, at that Taylor house. She lived on Taylor. They didn't say she lived on the Whites. Taylor Avenue, Moscow, Idaho. Remember, this is all public information. I'm not going for anything private. Who lives there? Who lived at 619 Taylor? Because that's Treehouse. Who lived here? Let's see. 619 West Taylor. That is the Treehouse address. 3 residents. Let's see who it is. I've got 2 names to choose from. Let's see if it's... I'm going to go with Allison. And I'm going to type in our last name from Facebook. And let's see if that is it Alyssa Anthony? Is it her sister? Elisa Jean Hartford. Alyssa Anthony. It's Allie. Here we go. No, this girl's too old to be that person, so let's try the other one. Wow. Alyssa. Let me put in Taylor Avenue. So she's screaming Allie. We know that for sure. 621 Taylor Avenue. Avery, Alyssa Gersh. Here we go. Let me look up the University of Idaho. Alyssa Gersh. Wow, that was fast. Let me see. Yes, I'm human. I hate those. Let's see who lived there. Avery Kent, Alyssa Gersh. Troy Larson. No, Alyssa Gersh. Let me see if she went to the University of Idaho, and maybe she was in Pi Beta Pi. Let's see. Alyssa. fundraiser. Let's see if she is the one. From Glens Ferry, lives in Boise, University of Idaho. Allie. Let's see if she has any mutual friends. Oh, let's see if Anthony is one of them. No. That is so weird, but this girl did go there. Let me show you. There we go. This is how we do it, folks. This is someone, but she's a little too old to go and be at some party for kids. But that is the only Alyssa. But she did go to the University of Idaho. She does live in Boise. She's from Bonners Ferry. I don't know if she's got any other friends. Let's just check. She might be a little bit too old to be hanging out on a party on a Saturday night in 2022 in Moscow. So I don't think there is a connection. It doesn't look like she was in a sorority. So back to the drawing board. Here we go. Roommate disappeared because I promise you any normal person like you would be found and ready. It's not hard. Is she the one with the twin brother? Ooh, that's a good question. That is a good question. Hey, Beautifully Broken. Yeah. Is she the one with the twin brother? No. So let me go back over here. We are looking for Allie. Her name was screamed out on the video we just watched. Allie. So I'm going to go to the Alyssa Taylor Avenue, because it says that before leaving, they walked to Allie's house on Taylor, where Allie, Jenna, Hayden, Kennedy, and Yessie were the only people at the house. So let me go to Jenna. Maybe Jenna is friends with her on another social media. So Jenna knew Allie. So Jenna, let's go find Jenna. We all know who Jenna is. Let's go see if Jenna knew Bethany. I wonder if she knew Xana too. Everybody was said to know Xana. So let's go look there first. Let me look for, and Hayden, I don't know. Okay, here's Jenna McClure. She put her thing on private now. Shit. Let's see if she's on another social media. A lot of these people have put their on private. All right, here we can go to this one. You know, people usually have a couple different social medias. So let's do this one and let's Facebook it here. Let's Facebook it. Let's see what we can find. All right. Is she the one with the twin brother? That's a good question. Yeah. Huda, I'm not going to say. I'm looking for real facts and evidence. All right. So there's Hayden Edwards. Ella. Who else was at her house? Allie. No results for Allie. Let's look at Kennedy. Kennedy Fitzgerald. Hayden Edwards. Let's see if he's got his friends up. Did he know Allie? No research, no search for Allie. How about, is he friends with Yessie? Yessie, yes. She's the campus manager now at U of I. Interesting. Okay, so Yessie, let's see if she has her friends. She doesn't have her friends list open. Dang it. Let's see who's liking her pictures. Teresa McClure. Okay, so she's still close to the McClures. Rona, KP Martinez, Michaela, Jalen, Nick, Libby, Abby. I don't see an Allie. Romero, isn't that Leo's sister? Brayden, Wynn, Alexis. All right, let's go see her next profile picture. Let's see if we can find who we're looking for that way. Oh, okay. So let's see who liked. Oh, shoot. She has it closed. All right. This must have been older. Hector, Aurora, Shirley, Danielle, Zach, Shirley, Deborah, Edgar, Xavier, Holly, and Medical. Hold on, let's go back to this one. Brayden, Annalise. All right. What, did Allie just drop off the face of the earth? Maybe Claire knew Allie. She's a teacher. Who else would know Allie? Let's see who else they hung out with. Hayden, Allie, Jenna, Kennedy, and Yessie. Bethany, Dylan, Lakeland. Let's try Lakeland. Let's try Lakeland. Maybe she's got Allie on her friends list. Who is this Allie? Allie. Does she have Hayden on her list? No. Not Kennedy either. Does she have Yessie? No, she doesn't have Yessie. She does have Jenna. They're both offline. Who else would she know? Pete? Everyone knew Pete. Who else? Who else would they know? Who else would be friends with them? Bethany, Maddie. Let me try Maddie. Did Maddie know an Allie? Oh, they put her friends on. Oh, no, they didn't. Allie. Alyssa Romero. Isn't that Leo Romero's sister? I don't think. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, I think it's Alyssa. I think it's Alyssa. Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. Oh. Her grandfather, James Crow Sr., will be recognized for his 32 years as an Idaho attorney. Living here in Boise, I feel incredibly honored to attend and represent my grandfather, someone who was deeply loved by me and our entire family, and dedication to the law and the people he served. Wow. Oh, Earth Witch is on there. Master. Wow. Huh. Interesting. I wonder if it's Alyssa Romero. She went to Boise State University. I don't know. I don't think that's her. That is so weird how I came across that. No Leo, but she is friends. Whoa. It's got to be a nickname for someone. And they put it in quotes. I mean, they abbreviate it. So Maddie knew an Allie, but not the Allie we are thinking of. Let me see if, okay, I don't think Kaylee would know the same people, no? Alyssa Gardner, Alyssa Jensen, Alyssa Renee, Lisa Rose. I don't think she would know the same people. Was she at same? I don't think she was at the university. Well, sometimes we always don't get what we ask for. Maybe that's Pineapple Diana. Hi. You said one victim was in the princess pose. Maddie. That was, oh my goodness. Let me show you. We are reviewing it in our book club. So next week is that series, by the way. So here is the book that we've been going through. And next chapter is 6 to 10. Is that where we're at? 6 to 10. Part 2, chapter 6. Oh, we already went through it. Princess Pose was, I think, chapter 3. Yeah, chapter 3 was Princess Pose. He goes and he talks all about it. So we're in 6 to 10 next week, but incorporated in this is the timeline that we are going to go over just in brief. I've been talking about the timeline this last week for quite some time. So that's 9, Mad Greek Treehouse. And this is where Treehouse, this is why I said that there had to have been a party at the Treehouse. That is why on Linda Lane, you hear this party going on. You can hear it louder. And then when the party gets moved back to Queen Road over here on the left, it seems further away. You don't need to have all that high tech, changing of the sounds and trying to listen better, because the party and where the fight started was over here. It seems like something happened at the fight, in my humble opinion, and then they had to help Ethan home, and maybe something else happened because, and I'll finish my thought process here, because later on that Linda Lane camera, you do hear around the same time that the 113, you hear them scream for Allie. Okay, we're going to get to that next. I don't want to drag this out any more than I have to, but you can hear them scream Allie, and Allie was said to be over at the treehouse in the book, which you guys are going to read. You're going to read it this week if you haven't yet. And the treehouse is where it said that the party was happening, where maybe this incident happened. So at about 1 o'clock, Bethany says in the book that she walks home from Allie's house back to 1122, where Lakeland and Dylan are at the house. So this is all happening while they are at the house, alleged, with Ethan. Okay. So when we start reviewing the video, everything in the timeline starts making sense. We've got the right timeline according to the Linda Lane footage, according to now the book, and all the evidence to back up that these videos, other than enhancing the videos, and this is the video that was in the PCA, which a lot of stuff in this PCA is questionable, but this will put us right back on the timeline. Allie, they scream Allie at the treehouse. Okay. I just went to the enhanced video. Then you hear a male scream at 117 on this footage at 117. And then you hear go away, car beeps, And then you do hear someone scream, he's got a knife. Now, I don't know who was running around with a knife, but this is where you hear a lot of fighting begin between the 1 a.m. and the 2 a.m. And the reason the fight sounds so close is because it was. It had to have been in between or near this tree house. That is the audio that you hear. Okay? Now, when you hear this, the next one, he has a knife. I don't know who he is. No one has ever said who he is. No one ever says there's more than one. No one ever says anything like that. Okay? It sounds like a woman screaming. Just a heads up. You hear somebody crying in the distance. Someone calls a guy's name. Someone says, wait, wait, wait. And you hear a lot of yelling and shouting. But that female in the distance, in this 1 to 2 a.m., is only a few minutes. This 2 a.m., it only happens for a few minutes. 2:21. Hold on, let me grab it. It sounds like the audio is further away now because it has been moved back to the 1122 area. Now, I'm not saying at that house, but around the time frame, around the area. Seems like a lot of commotion. And I believe in Dylan and Bethany's statement, they said there was a commotion. You hear it's a knife. But this time frame doesn't fit the timeline in the book. So this has got to be 1 to 2 a.m. here. The timeline is very off. And the only way I can benchmark that is against the 1112 video that I believe is the right time. And this is why they have silenced this whole video out. They have silenced the whole video out because we know right now something is happening to Ethan. And they know that that audio is so close to the house, in my opinion, between, I would say, 12, almost 1, because Bethany says she walked home from Allie's, but we hear them screaming Allie. So something had to have happened as soon as Bethany left and they bring Ethan back. And I think he needed help from his friends to come back. But someone does scream out, he's got a knife. I don't know who he was, but we're going to figure this out. We have been at this long enough. The book coincide with all these other crazy things, coincidences, if you want to call them, right? That is the accurate timeline so far. So if everybody is with me, is this the audio? Yes, that's the audio from the FOIA. This is Jules' audio. This is Jules. This is the 1112 balcony camera that was delivered to her with no sound, silent, no audio. But we know because of the level of activity happening, something is going on in this house. Something happened. You see the lights go on in the back. Here, I'll play this video at quick speed. But upper left, you see things happening up upper left. You see things happening inside of these houses. Cars start leaving everywhere. And this is a little after the fact that you just hear people arguing. So somebody has had to manipulate, get rid of the audio. Something is definitely happening in this area. I guarantee you don't see movement like this unless something is happening. There's the pizza delivery. Cars are coming and going. This truck arrives. And then all of a sudden people start, getting dropped off from the different activities, right? You can go through, let me give you this link. You know how transparent I am. Let me give you this link and you guys can all go through these, because I'm sure other creators are going to be talking about the same thing tonight on this timeline. Lots of things happening. That was supposed to be Peyton Rossi backing up, but that doesn't coincide. That doesn't go with the right timeline, right? Unless he had another group of people he picked up from another place, dropped them off, and he pulls in and backs out the same as he said he did when he picked up Jack Decor and some other people. I have not seen that same car back up the same way. We see the one car pull in, we see the truck pull in, we see people leave as soon as something takes place around this time frame. I have taken you all the way back to approximately midnight. When Bethany sees Ethan and Xana in Peter's apartment before leaving, she goes to Allie's. And then the last thing from Xana is Pete. Well, one of the last things is, Pete, you good? Like, did she leave Pete's to go somewhere else? Did she leave Pete's? Bethany calls Jenna on a FaceTime for 22 seconds on Bethany's cell. She calls Jenna FaceTime. Something had to have happened between midnight and 1. And we see that and we hear this. And they've muted this whole video out that would tell us on this audio what happened. That, I believe, is the correct timeline, folks. I really do believe this is correct. The 3 to 4 a.m. was the narrative. Don't ask me why. I don't know why they came up with that. But let me show you one last thing. Oh. All right. There is a video some people were talking about. Is this a coincidence? I have to turn off the sound. If I don't, you know what happens. Is this video a coincidence? What do you think? Yes or no? Have you guys seen this video yet? I can't play the music. That is Dylan's bedroom. She has a drawing that looks somewhat like Kaylee. And this bedroom is interesting where it's hanging up at. Okay? This is, in fact, Dylan's bedroom. A lot of people were saying this is, in fact, her bulletin board. This is where Dylan's ID was on her table that I showed you. They're saying that, obviously, this looks similar, right, to Kaylee. And that Dylan had all these eye pictures on the bathroom and the mirror and all this other stuff. And there was specific injuries on the autopsy report. And it showed her with, drawn pictures of the dangerous where she was stabbed several times. He's making a comparison how odd it is, right? He's not saying that Dylan is the person who did this. It just looks too eerily similar. Have you all seen this? Dylan wasn't at the memorial speech, but she wrote a letter and someone read it. Okay. Now, I don't know if this is a coincidence. It is very creepy. No coincidence. Yeah, they used the other timeline for the car, right? I believe. I don't know if she got married. Yeah, I don't know about that. We're just speculating and we're looking into it. How can the Greeks keep secrets? They've been keeping secrets for centuries, folks. This is nothing new. That was my tipping point on Dylan. remember the exploratory injuries after the fact. What did they say they were? What did Olivia say that Kaylee had? She had something wounds. What were they, guys? I know you know. Haven't seen it. Very odd. Never saw it before. First to see it. First I've seen. I'm blown away. Holy moly. Odd. Definitely not a coincidence. Super creepy. Engaged for sure. Yep. Been pointing out that drawing. It looks just like her. It does have some similarities, but that doesn't mean, you know, I mean, when you get to the end of the book, I think you're going to understand. Point being taken. I mean, Only Available has got some great videos. He points out things from emotions, from connections, stuff of that nature. I just wanted you to see that video to see if anybody had seen it yet. So I bet the majority have not seen it by the reaction, right? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I thought many of you have seen that. Okay. So when you start thinking about this case, and yes, there no motive. In Idaho, you do not have to have a motive. You don't have to have a motive. Okay? That is by definition of the law in Idaho. You don't have to have a motive, which is kind of shocking to me. I mean, and I do have a video real quick for the haters, just a little heads up. They have been out in full force, by the way, lately. Full force, okay? Here we go. There's a little love for you. Here you go. Since you like starting shit, keep your mouth clean and keep my name out of your mouth. That was just a little PSA. No, actually, no talkie before coffee. That he is on TikTok. Post-mortem wounds. Yes. They said they were experimental. Yes. Only Available is on TikTok. And that's why I share those with you. I share those with you. If that had been just a normal teenager, she would have at least been suspect or arrested, not projected from the jump. Well, her stepmother, and I know for a fact, I can verify from my experience, her mother was on the prosecution team. Her stepmom is an attorney, and Dylan's stepmom does work at the University of Idaho in Boise. So I know that for a fact, being an ex-Idahoan and living in the area. Yeah, I would believe that somebody would do their best to investigate. But remember, there was 2 male unidentified DNA, and there was possibly 1 female. They didn't say whose it was. And remember logical facts, guys. Remember, the jacket still had blood. They could have done a DNA test per the experts, not TikTok experts. And also keep in mind, there were 4 different types of hair found in the crime scenes. 1 in Xana's hand, 1 in Ethan's hands, 1 on Kaylee's right inner leg, and 1 in Maddie's bed. All right? Those are the facts. Now, why, let me ask you as a group, and this is going to get me freaking hot and spicy. Why would a hair with a woman with no underwear on, per the autopsy, have a hair that didn't match her own body hair between her legs on her right leg? Let me just ask you there. Let me just ask you what that shit's about. Because I'm about to get spicy, because we heard Bill Thompson say this was not sexual in nature. And I'm not saying that's what happened. We're speculating. How does a victim that has no underwear on get some type of hair that doesn't belong on her leg? How does that happen? From the bar, we see her leave the bar. till she gets home with all her friends documented, to a horrible atrocity, stabbed how many times, right in her face, but yet have some type of hair on her leg. How in the hell does that happen? And how could that not be sexual in nature? Please answer me this question. Unless it was staged there, why did no one test all this DNA? They had over 30 people's DNA voluntarily given to them. They could have snatched any of these 4 samples of hair or more, whatever they have from that crime scene. It was on Kaylee's person. It was on her body, people. On her body. And yes, if one of those pieces of hair, DNA, with Maddie was Connor Chestnut, they were said to have some type of relationship. Okay? Yes, I believe the expert said that this crime scene was staged, but there is so much more to it that they are not telling the public, that the state wants to hide, that the public should hear, and the public is hearing it now. This book is sharing information that we should have known long ago. And this book is corroborating the evidence that I have seen and many others have seen. And that is why we go on truth and evidence. We're not here to slander or damage anybody's reputation. We are asking them to be transparent in this case and to hold the perpetrators that did this accountable. I could care less how much money these families have. I could care less who these high profile families are. There has to be, is there only justice for the poor? Can the rich get away with murder? I'm asking you from a we the people standpoint. How much longer is this going to continue? Those need to be held accountable. And the last thing I'll say about this crime, we have still not seen any justice. And there should be no price on justice. Now, why is Brian Koberger still in prison? As of this morning, I always check. He's still legally, factually there per the IDOC. He's there. And why are all these guilters saying he's guilty when they know that the perps are still on the street? The perps may be your neighbor. The perps may move in another state and be somebody's neighbor that you may know, and they may continue this path. That is how serial unalivers are started. How much longer is this going to happen? They've made the people who are aware and intelligent and bright and smart, all of us in the nest, dig for truth and justice to hold people accountable. It is the system of people in the system that are broken. It's not the system itself. The people in the system are broken. So my friends, my nesters who see what others miss, we are on the right path. We are on the right path. You all, I love you all. Thanks for tuning in to another Freedom Friday. I think the perps should not have any freedom at all. Now, we're not going back to the witch hunt days. Definitely not. We're just trying to ask for more transparency and a little bit more freedom and the right people to be put behind bars so they will never hurt anyone else again. Because I guarantee you, they're probably turning in, listening up, watching, waiting. I'm telling you, time is getting short. The timeline was effed up to protect people that should not have Freedom Fridays. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it right, folks. I love every single one of you. Y'all be well. Have a great weekend with your families. If something comes up that I have an emergency live, keep an eye out. But I want you guys to enjoy the Mother's Day with your mamas. If they're here or not, I want you to know that you are well loved. We are a strong knit community, and I appreciate every single one of you. Every single one of you. And I got a little side note for you. I got a little funny for you before we go. For all you mamas out there, this is for you.
Pass. Pass. Smash.
Yeah. Streets. Be well, everyone.